Hello, and welcome all my beautiful, vibrant hearts and ephemeral souls who are Gemini suns, have big Gemini placements, or are cross watchers for Gemini. Welcome to your month ahead messages looking at the month of March 2025. I want to thank you for being here with me and apologize for how late this one is getting out this month. I've had a lot of things going on in my personal life. And I don't know about you guys, but the eclipses and the retrogrades, like, it hurts, but it's gonna be okay. We're gonna do well. This is happening for us, not to us. I believe that, and I hope that you are experiencing quite a lot of peace and comfort and solace in any difficult moments that you might be having. So with that, we're gonna look at your month ahead. I'm gonna pull oracle cards to look at your major overarching themes. I will then use the tarot to clarify, get further details and messages. I hope February was well. I hope whatever you have experienced in March has not been too bad. Hope the universe has been going easy on you. We have momentum coming out. I'm not going to take this one, but it is getting my attention. What's at the top of the deck? Eudaimonia, and it is reversed. Okay. I feel like this one came out for Virgo, so there's some Mercury energy here. We do have Mercury retrograde this month. It was 111 on the timer. You guys are heading toward a new beginning, and kind of similar to Virgo's energy, it feels like that means leaving some things behind. A lot of you guys have made up your mind about something, made up your mind about what feels abundant for you, made up your mind about a direction you want to go in. I don't know why, but there's 3 pillars here, right? And I was like, 1, 2, 3. And it reminds me of the 3 of Wands for some reason. That's what it made me think of. For some of you, this is a career change, but this is something where you have a future plan, you have a vision, you have a manifestation. And this is going to be a month where, with eudaimonia in reverse, I didn't know what that word meant when I got this deck. And that's exciting for me because I love learning new words. It is a Greek etymology, and it refers to a state of harmony between 2 things. So 2 people, 2 energies. It can also refer to a state of harmony between our internal reality and our external reality. So these 2 coming out means that in order to move forward, especially in areas of career or your material realm, your manifestations, some things have to kind of be shaken off this month with eudaimonia. Don't be surprised if there is tension. There might be some fights. What's this card? Yeah, we have the Jupiter here with curiosity. And we have the root chakra with culmination that wanted to kind of come through. A lot of you guys, it's kind of like you have curiosities that are going to result in some type of ending, or curiosity about whether or not something should end. Something has to conclude in order for something new to begin. And this is going to be a month where it feels like you've made up your mind about a direction you want to go in. For some of you, up to 3 months ago, you made up your mind about this. And this is going to be a month where whatever was holding you in place starts to loosen its grip, right? You start to kind of detach from the reality around you and start moving rather expeditiously in a new direction. So, sorry. We have Venus with empathy. Okay. And we have the aquamarine with intuition and the water element. We have the number 5 and the number 8 showing up. Okay. A lot of you guys are intuitively, you're going to be called to reconnect with somebody this month. Now, we'll look at the details a little bit more. This is somebody that you have a soul bond with. You see how we have these two little oysters facing opposite directions? This, to me, is this kind of energy, and they both have a pearl, right? And whenever I see imagery of the pearls, it does make me think of, like, you know, our lessons, our wisdom, our pearls of wisdom. But it's the lessons we learn through repeated exposure to challenge. So there's somebody in your life that you are at odds with, somebody in your life, excuse me, where you might be separated. And it feels like there's something where you're being intuitively guided through this situation to find some type of closure. For some, this closure will look like having a conversation with them. For others, you're going to be kind of just intuitively seeing this person's point of view. Intuitively, they will be seeing your point of view. You might dream of each other quite a lot. Some of you, you're going to be kind of having this really like deep full circle moment, and it's more of an inner process where you're kind of really seeing where this other person's coming from and why things happen the way they did. And this is in order, again, to help you kind of separate out from the life you have been living, from the experience you've had, and from the story that you've been telling yourself about that experience. The magic of life is that even though we're all kind of experiencing similar things, we take our own abstract meaning out of it. So we can all, you know, experience the same stimuli, but have completely different interpretations of that. And that's the magic of life. It's subjective to us, even though there are aspects of our reality that are seemingly objective that we all share. And it's kind of cool, right? So the story you tell yourself is more important than what you actually experience. The way you talk to yourself about your life is more important sometimes than the details of it. And you guys have a story about whatever this situation is with this person that needs adjustment. That's what's happening this month, because it is time for you to move forward. So let's get some details about what this is. Some of you, like I said, you'll be guided to talk to this person. They'll be guided to talk to you. Aquamarine is the birthstone for March, so that's appropriate, right? Whenever this card comes out, there's March energy here. Somebody here could be a Taurus or a Libra or a Pisces. Or they could have their birthday during those seasons, their birthday in March, something like that. The Sun. I feel like you and this person are a lot more similar than you might want to believe. There's a card sticking out that's getting my attention. Where'd it go? Are a lot more similar than you want to believe. Hang on, I almost have it. Come here. What is it? Yeah, Five of Swords. You and this person have been at odds, though. You have had a hard time reconciling with how things have been, but you do care greatly about each other with the Sun. Leo energy, you do have a lot of love. You have a lot of fun with this person. You really like this person. So whatever has happened, I'm getting this energy of like, what the like what the hell, man? It's something that you guys can be really similar, but this is why when you guys don't agree or you're not on the same page, things are really confusing. You might have specific quincunxes with this person. So your Venuses could be quincunx, your Suns could be quincunx. It feels like you have some positive, like really like harmonious synastry aspects, but you also have some really challenging ones that are just really hard to kind of like come to terms with. Queen of Cups. So we have Cancer's energy here. Ten of Pentacles. For some of you, this is a family member. For others, this is somebody you want to have a family with. This person could be the mother of your child, or this could be somebody that you have a child with. And the Queen of Wands, Leo energy here, and the Nine of Pentacles. It's so interesting because you and this person have the same vision, like the same vision, right? You guys are both highly intuitive. I do see that. But you guys have different ways of acting on that. So while I feel like this is why it's been really difficult. You and this person are heading in the same direction. You want the same things out of life. You have the same end goal in mind, but your methods and processes are very different. Look at just even how these came out. One of you might tend to face things head on. One of you might tend to kind of turn away and be more internalized in their process. One of you is very, very focused on how things make them feel. So one of you could be really in tune with your emotions, and that's how you handle issues primarily. That's also the foundation that you build your life on, right? These are two very empowered feminine energies, regardless of your gender identity or expression. Very different or very empowered feminine energies, but they just have different methodology. So it's like you want the same things, you come from the same kind of foundations, you're made of the same stuff, but the way that you do things is very different. And the thing is, you know, it's fire and water. That's the alchemy. That's why it could work so well if this issue could get resolved, and it feels like it's been challenging. The Five of Swords tells me that there's been difficult communication that could be the issue. So for example, you could have really positively aspected sun signs or positively aspected, you know, moon signs, Venuses, but your Mercuries are quincunx, right? This is somebody who, it feels like there's something really solid here with the Ten of Pentacles. There's something long lasting. It may be that you both want the same things out of your life, but the way that that looks is different. There's also a sense of leadership I'm getting here. One person might lead with the heart. The other might lead with this passion, this fire, right? This this instinct. I also feel like too, something I always talk about when these two queens come up together, both of these queens are very intuitive, and it's interesting that we have intuition here, but the way that they use their intuition is different. The Queen of Cups looks at her intuition as an entity outside of herself that she interacts with, whereas the Queen of Wands, pardon my itchy eyeball, is more merged with her intuition. Oh, that's nice. There we go. Is more merged with her intuition, right? So this is somebody who, I always say, like, if both the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands were to like book a vacation to, I don't know, let me make up a place, Paris. Just book like a vacation to Paris out of nowhere, right? If you were to ask the Queen of Cups, what made you want to do that? She would be like, I saw it in a dream, right? I had a vision. I was receiving these messages from spirit. I kept seeing this synchronicity. She can talk about her intuition like it's something else that she relates to, right? The Queen of Wands, if you asked her like, what made you want to book a vacation to Paris? She'd be like, I don't know. I just felt like I should. I just felt like it's the place to be. And that actually could create issues between the two of you. One of you could be able to communicate very heavily about your spirituality, about your emotions, about what you think and feel as almost an external element outside yourself that you have, that you interact with, but is separate from you. And the other person, it might be very merged, right? It's, you know, this is also somebody who they, you know, their emotions are like, it's just a part of them, right? It's an instinct, that intuitive, like those raw feelings, that's just something that they just have and they just express. And sometimes the Queen of Wands, when she's having a tough moment, when she's not at her best, that person is, they can seem impulsive, they can seem brash. This can be somebody who, you know, that Five of Swords, they can be prone to kind of lash out. And realistically, they are acting on intuitive impulse, but there's less of that ability to be able to separate themselves from their intuition. And thus, I think it can be harder sometimes for the Queen of Wands to communicate what is like that prompting from spirit. And oftentimes when we look at the Queen of Wands, we look back at, you know, the decisions that she makes and the results that happen from that. We see the purpose, we see the point in all of this, but when it's happening, it can feel kind of confusing. So you're like, well, what made you want to do this, right? What made you want to, like, I'm almost getting this energy of like, why did you just suddenly want to leave the relationship? Or why did you suddenly feel like you need to go pursue this career? Why, this can be somebody who's prone to changing things and you feel like you don't have a say and you don't understand. This is because this person acts on instinct and intuition. And one of the things they have to manage within themselves is how to balance following those passions with also kind of having a sense of accountability for them. Whereas this is somebody who has a sense of accountability and communicates and is very heartfelt and very, you know, in tune with others, but can sometimes have a hard time following that passion, right? Can sometimes have a hard time following those intuitive promptings without like justifying it very, very heavily to themselves and others. This person, they need what the other one has, which is why they could work so well together. And so I feel like with the Nine of Pentacles coming out, you and this other person have been on this journey to find out where the edges of yourself are, where, you know, where you end and another person begins, where your responsibility to another person ends and begins, right? This could be kind of taking place. You guys could have, excuse me, some synastry with your first or seventh houses with this person. So for example, their sun sign could be your seventh house ruler, something like that. But there's something kind of along those lines. So this is the relationship that is being highlighted for you this month. Judgment. Things are about to shift and change. I want to keep saying the word primarily. So the biggest thing here, the primary energy, is that there's a big change. I feel like somebody here was not willing to see the other point of view, or there's a sticking point. And with that curiosity energy we saw before, somebody's willing to entertain a new, yeah, the Seven of Wands at the bottom. Somebody may have been very defensive toward entertaining a different perspective, especially this individual. And it feels like this is somebody who's like thinking about things differently now. Four of Pentacles. Okay. Three of Cups. This could be a friend as well. And then the Wheel of Fortune. This is what's happening now, is that I feel like one person is in a better place where they have more boundaries, right? They have more of a sense of like, I will tolerate this, I won't tolerate this. And I feel like the other person, pardon my itchy eyeball, is in a place where they're more open to reconciling, right? I feel like both parties are more interested in reconciling. I think both people have this sense of boundaries of like, this is what I am, you know, this is what I'm willing to give. This is what I'm not willing to give. One person could be thinking more about how they have to kind of like, I almost feel like there's this, I don't know why I'm getting this energy with the Three of Cups here, but like make space for what other people want to do. These are three, you know, equals essentially. These are three people who are enjoying each other's company, and that's the focal point. They really want to be around each other. So one person might kind of be like, if I want to have these relationships in my life, I want a reunion, I have to think about what that takes. Because with the Wheel of Fortune, I see that things are turning in your favor with this person this month. The Four of Swords was at the top of the deck. So yeah, this is somebody you're likely not talking to. The Five of Wands here. You might have this be where you guys are, it's like you haven't, and it's like a necessary fight. You're talking things through, and that might be difficult at times. But there's like this kind of juxtaposition of like, I can hold back and hold on to this, but then I won't get to be reunited with this person. Yeah, Four of Swords. You're not talking with this person. Okay, Seven of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. So the biggest thing that's happening this month, and it's interesting because the Seven of Pentacles came out like this, so it's facing these other two cards. The biggest thing that's happening this month is a really big shift in perspective about what is needed in order to move forward, both in your own lives as well as with each other. Five of Swords at the top. It feels like you are going to be in this place of kind of like having a better sense of how things have played out. Some of you will hear from this person. Others of you, you're going to feel a change in the energy. And this is because both of you are getting a shift in perspective that's pivotal in order to move forward. Yep, High Priestess. So for a lot of you, this is more at a psychic level. This would be like you wake up and you suddenly kind of just feel different about it. You have like a really like heavy dream about it, and it changes you. Every once in a while, you know, those happen. You ever had a dream that just like changes your life? Like it's crazy. And so you and this person are, I feel like, working things out at a psychic level. Yeah, Ten of Swords is reversed when I cut the deck again. So many of you are going to be feeling better about it. Many of you are going to be feeling empowered, whether you're more that Queen of Cups or Queen of Wands, feeling empowered about how things have gone, where they are, what you've learned from your journey. And some of you, there's not really a lot about communication here. So some of you might hear from this person. It might be that you hear from them later on in the year, maybe during Taurus season. But it does feel like this is a time primarily for feeling differently about how things have unfolded between the two of you. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys for your month ahead. I hope this has been helpful. I want to thank you for being here with me, sharing your time and energy, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.